Welcome to the Roy Bean and Messi podcast. Today we are going to be starting our series on Joshua, our season on Joshua, and we're going to start with Joshua 1. And today we have our special guest, Julia Hunt. Hi, Julia. How are you today? I'm fine. How are you? I like Bible stories. I just find them very interesting. I'm very excited to be here with you two today. So, I think we will read the story now. The chapter from the Bible. Here, I have it pulled up on my phone here. This is Joshua chapter 1 in the ESV. After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, you and all this people, into the land that I am giving to them, to the people of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon I have given to you, just as I promised to Moses. From the wilderness and this Lebanon, as far as the great river, where the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites to the great sea, toward the going down of the sun, shall be your territory. No man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life. Just as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not leave you or forsake you. Be strong and courageous, for you shall cause this people to inherit the land that I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous, being careful to do according to all the law that Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may have good success wherever you go. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And Joshua commanded the officers of the people, pass through the midst of the camp and command the people, prepare your provisions, for within 3 days you are to pass over this Jordan to go to take possession of the land that the Lord your God is giving you to possess. And to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, Joshua said, Remember the word that Moses the servant of the Lord commanded you, saying, The Lord your God is providing a place of rest and will give you this land. Your wives, your little ones, and your livestock shall remain in the land that Moses gave you beyond the Jordan. But all the men of valor among you shall pass over armed before your brothers, and shall help them until the Lord gives rest to your brothers as he has given to you, and they also take possession of the land that the Lord your God is giving them. Then you shall return to the land of your possession, and shall possess it, and the land that Moses the servant of the Lord gave you beyond the Jordan towards the sunrise. And then they answered Joshua, All that you have commanded us we will do, and wherever you send us we will go. Just as we obeyed Moses in all things, so we will obey you. Only may the Lord your God be with you, as he was with Moses. Whoever rebels against your commandment and disobeys your words, whatever you command him shall be put to death. Only be strong and courageous. So there was a lot of strong and courageous in that one. So we're going to start by thinking about what stood out to us, and then we're going to talk about what it tells us about God and what it tells us about people, and then we'll talk about what we can learn from it. So, Julia, we'll start with Julia, because ladies are first. What stood out to you, what stood out to you from the passage? I don't know, I think, I just really like how, the Lord was, it's very interesting and kind of hard to understand because there's lots of be strong and courageous in it, and if you know what I mean, and it's very interesting. I just love I really like the Book of Joshua, and it was very nice. I just really like the I definitely think that what stands out to me is that Joshua was willing to take the place of Moses, and it just stood out to me that the Lord, the people of Israel they were saying they were going to obey Joshua, but like they did Moses. But I mean, they didn't obey Moses all the time because remember they made the golden calf and all that sort of stuff, and yeah. But I think that's what I found interesting. What stood out to me. Oh, now Messi, it's your turn, Messi. So what stood out to you, Messi? I just really like how I like the I just really like how I think I'd say the same thing as Julia. I just like how Joshua was willing to do it, and how the people said they would obey him, even though they didn't really fully obey Moses. Yeah, and now my turn. I think I like how Joshua I just liked all the be strong and courageous bits, because we need to be strong and courageous ourselves, and don't be afraid, because the Lord, our God, is with us wherever we go, and He will help us if we do. If we just, I mean, we don't need to follow the law, but we just need to believe in Jesus, and He will help us and follow us. Yeah, I really like that. Yeah. Now I think we'll talk about what does this tell us about God. Yeah, what does it tell us about God? We'll go back to you, Julia. Yeah, what does it tell us about God? I really like how I just think it tells us that God is always with us, and that it tells us that we're never alone, and we are always with it. He's always with us, and that we need to we don't need to be afraid because He's with us. I think that's what I think it tells us about God. Your turn, Messi. Okay. I really like the fact. Yeah. Yeah. It tells us. Yeah, I'd say it tells us about that God is with us. He's always with us, and that we don't really need to know His plans, because at this point they didn't know how they were going to cross the Jordan. So yeah, they didn't know how they were going to cross the Jordan, so they were going to they had to trust in God about that. So I think that's what it tells us about God. Yeah. So. For Void Being, you can go now. So, I think, probably, I just think it's God's, I think it tells us that God is really great. It tells us that God is great. Yeah, I think that, yeah. Let's see. What does this tell us about people? Yeah, what does it tell us about people? I'd say, it just tells us that people, they're not always, they don't always listen to God, and because they didn't, and they're very willing to trust a new leader, because they didn't like Moses, I don't think, but they did mourn over him. But I don't know that they didn't like Moses or not, but I like how just it tells us that people are really willing to start a new thing because they were willing to follow Joshua and do whatever he told him. So some people are like that. They're just willing to do anything. Yeah. Your turn, Messi. Yes. So yeah, I really just think it tells us that people are really. Some people are humble like children. They just take a new thing. I think that's what I'd say. Yeah. Rabin, you can go now. Yes. So, yeah, I don't think I can think of anything else but what Messi and Julia said there. I think it's just, yeah, that people are it tells us that people are good to do that, and that people are really willing to follow a new leader, because they're sometimes really willing to follow a new leader, sometimes they're not. Yeah. Now, what can we learn from this story? I'll hand back over to you, Julia. Julia, tell us what you think we can learn from it. I don't know. I really think that we can learn that we need to just follow God and do what we need to do what we need to do what He tells us to do, and we learn that we need to be strong and courageous, and that we can trust in God. Trust in God. We don't need to try and lean on our own understanding, as Proverbs says. But I just like how we need. Yeah, I think we can learn from Joshua, saying that he just said, the Lord said to him, do not be frightened, do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Yeah, I really like that. Yes, so yeah, that's what I think we can learn from it. I'll go now. I really just think, yeah, we can learn that we can learn that we can learn that yeah, just that we just need to trust in Him and not just be trusted in Him, and we need to be very strong and courageous in Him. Yeah, just that we just need to trust in Him and not just be trusted in Him, and we need to be very strong and courageous in Him. Yeah. So I'd say we can learn that we just can learn that I'd just say we can learn that we just need to be able to trust in Him, because we need to trust in God's plans as well, because they said they were going to cross the Jordan, but they had no idea how they were going to do it, because it was at flood stage, but at the time they crossed it, because so they needed to trust in God's plans even when they had no idea what He was planning. So I think that's all we have for now. Do you have anything else to say, Julia? I don't know. I really think, I think that's all we have for today, but I definitely felt privileged to be here with you. I've liked it here today. Do you guys have anything else to say? I'm just curious so we can wind up. Yeah. No. I think that's all we have for today. So, thank you for listening or watching, and for the first episode, and we will see you next time. Yeah, bye. Yeah. See you later. Bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.